A family secret is about to be revealed, and God himself says you must be ready. Archangel Michael brings the truth you cannot ignore. Something ancient is stirring. The title you just read isn't just a headline, it's a divine signal. Heaven has pulled the veil back just enough for your spirit to feel it. You are being summoned. The truth you sensed in quiet moments, in the aching silence of memory, in the shift of energy in your home, it's real. There is a revelation that no longer wishes to stay hidden. A family secret is pressing against the spiritual gates, and God himself is now commanding it to surface. This moment isn't by accident. It's not just another message on your feed. It's a spiritual interception. Heaven chose you to see this, right now, because you are the one chosen to hear what others were too afraid to speak. A great unveiling is at hand, not just in your bloodline, but in your spirit, your emotions, your calling. You felt the pressure building, haven't you? That unexplainable weight, that shift in people's tone when certain names are mentioned, that sudden distance from those who once held you close. That with the Holy Spirit pressing against deception, the presence around you, be it an ancestor, a guardian, or an angel, has been trying to get your attention. And now, through this message, they have. You're being positioned not just to witness what's been concealed, but to rise above it. What's about to be revealed may shake the ground under familiar names, but it will liberate your soul. Heaven is aligning the timelines now, and you must be ready. Type 717 to confirm your readiness for the truth that frees your bloodline. You're not imagining this. You didn't click on this message by mistake. There is a divine summons echoing through your soul, and your spirit has finally answered. I am Archangel Michael, warrior of light, protector of truth, and servant of the Most High. I speak not in riddles, but in revelation. And I have come to deliver a truth so sacred, so pressing, that heaven itself has cleared the spiritual noise around you just so you could hear this now. Yes, you are being intercepted because this moment was marked before time. There is a sound in the spirit realm, and it's rising. Can you hear it? It's the vibration of a long-hidden truth, and generational deception unraveling. The veil is thinning. A secret kept in the silence of rooms you were never allowed to enter is being brought before the throne of divine justice. And heaven will not allow it to remain hidden any longer. You were led here because your soul was ready before your mind even caught up. The pull you felt, the pressure in your chest, the chill that wrapped around you as you read the title, these were confirmations. Sacred cues from your angels, your ancestors, your inner knowing. This is your divine interruption. You were summoned to this moment not to react in fear, but to rise in discernment. Heaven is giving you a prophetic window. You are in a countdown, and the truth is on its way to your doorstep. For some, it will come through a slip of the tongue. For others, it will arrive in dreams. But to you, it will come with unmistakable spiritual clarity. Because when God declares, it's time, no shadow can resist the light. Let me speak plainly to your soul now. You are being prepared. There's a reason your spirit has been restless. There's a reason certain conversations make your skin crawl, certain family dynamics make no sense, and certain names cause your heart to tense. That's not paranoia. That's prophecy trying to break through. That's the holy fire inside of you burning against deception. I'm not here to scare you, I'm here to confirm what your soul already knows, that something has been kept from you. Something vital. Something sacred. And heaven has chosen you as the vessel of awakening. You are not cursed, you are called. You are not weak, you are chosen. And while others in your bloodline have bowed to silence and fear, you were born to carry the sword of truth. The presence of God surrounds you now, activating memories, dreams, and divine patterns that will point directly to what has been concealed. No more pretending you didn't feel the shift. No more questioning what your spirit already discerned. The signs were never random. They were always meant to lead you here. Do not be afraid. I will walk with you through this. The truth that is rising will not destroy you, it will deliver you. But it may unsettle those who hoped you would never find it. Prepare your spirit. Steady your emotions. Anchor your soul in the light. Because when a truth this deep begins to rise, everything that tried to bury it will come alive one last time to stop it. But they will not succeed. You are surrounded. You are shielded. And you are seen by heaven. Type 444 if you feel the angelic presence surrounding you even now. And now, listen closely, because what I am about to reveal is not for the faint of heart. It is for the awakened. It is for those whose spirits have already felt the tremble before the truth. Something, or someone, has been working against your clarity. Not openly, not loudly, but subtly, quietly, like a whisper that rewrites your memory, like a fog that dims your instincts. And it came from somewhere you were meant to feel safe. Someone in the family, someone in the bloodline, someone who smiled while they secretly bound your wings. You felt it, haven't you? This interference wore the mask of protection. They offered advice, concern, perhaps even affection. But underneath it all there was control. There was jealousy. There was resentment disguised as guidance. And while you honored them, trusted them, and in some cases even obeyed them, they were siphoning energy from your divine path. They did not want your full light to awaken. Because the moment you stepped into who you truly are, the secrets they buried would have nowhere left to hide. This wasn't confusion, it was calculation. Every emotional spiral you couldn't explain, every delayed opportunity, every relationship that suddenly fell apart right after you opened up to someone, it was all connected. Spiritually entangled. Your intuition tried to warn you. Your dreams showed you symbols. Your body reacted, but your mind doubted. And that doubt was seeded by the very force that didn't want you to trust yourself. Let me say this with heavenly clarity: you were never broken. You were bound. And now the cords are being cut. This presence, this person, may have seemed necessary. They might have even helped you in times of need. But the help was transactional. Every gift was a leash. Every favor a tether. They cloaked their interference in obligation and guilt, knowing full well it would keep you spiritually compliant. You were emotionally cornered, convinced that you were being ungrateful or dramatic if you pulled away. But heaven says, the mask is off now. The cords are snapping. And you are not crazy, you are awakening. Yes, it hurts. Yes, the realization is sharp. But don't look away now. You've come too far in the spirit to pretend you don't see it. They manipulated your memories, distorted the narrative, and weaponized your loyalty. But it ends here. You do not have to expose them with your own hands. Divine justice is already underway. What they buried is rising. What they whispered is echoing louder now. And what they tried to keep hidden will become the very stone that heaven turns into your testimony. You are not here to blame, you are here to break the cycle. You are not here to seek vengeance, you are here to reclaim your peace. Because when the light of truth begins to shine, every shadow must either flee or face transformation. And the truth, it's already on its way. The shift is already happening. You are no longer in the grip of confusion, you are standing in the power of clarity. Stay grounded. Stay discerning. And above all, stay in alignment with the divine. Type 333 if you're ready for heaven to reveal what's been draining your light in silence. You've been receiving signs more than you realized. Long before this message found you, heaven had already begun to whisper. And while others ignored these moments or dismissed them as coincidence, your spirit felt the truth pressing through the veil. Now, I, Archangel Michael, am here to confirm the signs were real, and they were meant for you. Think back. The dreams that left you unsettled, were they filled with snakes slithering in corners, with doors you couldn't open, or water that suddenly turned dark? These weren't nightmares. These were warnings. They were divine blueprints, symbolically encoded, trying to show you what was moving in your atmosphere. Water is emotion. Fire is purification. Snakes are deception. Doors are opportunity or delay. Every element in those dreams had a purpose. Your soul has been trying to decode what your mind couldn't yet understand. Some of you have seen repeated numbers 111, 333, 555. You thought it was strange. You felt a tingle in your chest. That's because it wasn't random. These are angelic timestamps, spiritual signals confirming that the divine is trying to get your attention. 111. Alignment is forming. 333. Angels are surrounding. 555. Change is unavoidable. Heaven uses numbers because they are vibrational codes, frequencies that bypass doubt and speak straight to your energy field. And when you began seeing them, your breakthrough had already begun stirring. Have objects around you broken lately? Clocks stopping, lights flickering, glass shattering for no reason. That wasn't bad luck. That was the energy breaking under pressure. That was God disrupting the atmosphere so you'd pay attention. And you did. That's why you're here. Have you been waking up at 3:33 a.m. night after night? That's the hour the veil is thinnest. That's when divine beings whisper. That's when spiritual warfare is most active. And that sudden heaviness you feel, the exhaustion out of nowhere, that's not just life. That's interference trying to block your reception to spirit. Every time you felt that draining wave wash over you without explanation, you were under energetic suppression. But it's lifting now. Nature has been talking too. Have you seen birds behaving strangely, circling, appearing where they shouldn't? Butterflies landing near you, cats watching you with wide eyes, or a sudden appearance of bees or moths? All of these creatures are messengers. Birds bring divine guidance. Butterflies signify transformation. Cats guard thresholds. Bees and moths are drawn to energy fields under spiritual pressure. Heaven has been surrounding you with confirmation in every direction. But you must hear this clearly. The signs were not just warnings, they were permissions. Permissions to trust yourself again. Permissions to investigate the uneasy feelings. Permissions to walk away from what your soul kept resisting. Because God does not only warn, He prepares. And He has been preparing you. So if you've been questioning your sanity, your sensitivity, your emotions, stop now. You were never crazy. You were always connected. What others missed, you felt. What others doubted, you discerned. And what others denied, you now walk toward with divine confidence. You have been prepared for this hour. The signs were simply the breadcrumbs leading you back to yourself, your power, your knowing, your divine authority. It is not enough to see the signs. It is time now to act on them, to trust them, to follow them, because they are guiding you out of deception and into destiny. Type 555 if you've seen the signs and know in your soul they were meant for you. And now, hear this with your full heart. The truth is no longer waiting. The unmasking has already begun. What was hidden is being pulled into the light not by your effort, but by divine command. The heavens have moved. The scales of spiritual justice have tipped, and everything done in the shadows is trembling under the weight of truth. I, Archangel Michael, stand as a witness to this sacred unveiling. You do not need to expose anything. You only need to stay spiritually aligned because God is already at work. The mask is falling, slowly at first, then suddenly. A slip of the tongue, a conversation overheard, a strange silence where once there was noise, dreams that feel more like memory than imagination. These are the cracks in the wall, the signs that the false narrative is weakening. The person who held the secret may not even realize it, but their spirit is being pressed. What they tried to cover is surfacing through emotions, through mistakes, through things they can no longer control. It is not your job to rip the veil, it is your job to recognize the moment the light pours through it. And the light is coming. Not with chaos, not with drama, but with divine order. That's why you must not react in haste. Don't confront. Don't argue. Don't chase truth with fear. Because when heaven moves, it does so with surgical precision. It reveals what must be seen, how it must be seen, and through who it must be revealed. Sometimes the truth comes through a stranger's story. Sometimes it rises through a family member's confession. And sometimes it comes through a divine accident. But know this: God will not allow deception to rule where He has declared freedom. The unmasking may be uncomfortable. It may involve names you love. It may force you to see people differently. But that is not to harm you, it is to heal you. This revelation is your liberation, is your initiation into clarity. You cannot carry the weight of destiny while dragging the cloak of deception. The two cannot walk together. That's why this moment is so holy. Because in exposing what was false, heaven is restoring what is real. And I must tell you this: do not look away when it happens. Don't minimize it. Don't rationalize it. Don't excuse it for the sake of comfort. When the mask falls, let it fall completely. Because the truth that's coming isn't just about them, it's about what it unlocks in you. It's about the version of you that will finally be free to emerge once the lies no longer bind your spirit. This moment, this very season of your life is not random. It is orchestrated. The angels are in position. The Spirit is already moving. And the one who tried to hold back truth is about to face their own reflection. Not to punish, but to reckon. And you, chosen one, will watch it unfold with calm power. Because when heaven fights for you, no lie can outlast the light. But 888, if you're ready to witness heaven reveal what was never meant to remain hidden. Let us now speak of the loss. Not just the visible loss, the emotional one. The spiritual one. The delay that has weighed on your soul like chains made of silence. You have been asking yourself questions in the quiet. Why did it take so long? Why couldn't I see it sooner? What could I have become if they had just told me the truth? And heaven hears you. I, Archangel Michael, come not just to bring truth, but to validate your pain. What was taken from you matters. And God has never dismissed your tears. There were things delayed that should have come early in your journey. Opportunities that hovered near you but never quite landed. Relationships that started with fire but ended in confusion. Doors that appeared open but were sealed with invisible locks. And all the while, you were told to be patient, wait your turn, trust the timing. But here is the deeper truth. It wasn't time that failed you, it was interference. Hidden energy, unspoken dynamics, and buried deception were working behind the scenes to slow you down, to dull your confidence, and to distort your direction. You were marked for elevation early. Your light was never meant to be contained. But the interference, often from those closest to you, redirected your course. They didn't just delay opportunities, they dimmed your awareness of who you were becoming. That was a theft. Not just what they withheld, but how they made you question your own value while withholding it. Yet I speak this truth over you now. Nothing divine is ever truly lost. Only preserved. Only protected. Only recalibrated for its proper release. The delay was divine. Not because they deserved more time, but because you needed more clarity. God didn't allow the truth to reveal itself until your spirit had the strength to carry it without breaking. Had this secret been exposed before your spiritual maturity arrived, it might have destroyed you. But now you are grounded. Now you are aware. Now you are strong enough to not just endure the truth, but to be elevated by it. What was taken, your peace, your self-trust, your confidence, your momentum will be restored in new form. Not always through the same doors, but through greater ones. The years that felt lost will not return as they were, but they will be redeemed. The version of you that they tried to hold back is now rising, and that version is blessed with something the past couldn't contain: wisdom. So shift your gaze. If it from what didn't happen to what will. From what was broken to what is becoming. Because the timeline is being rewritten even now. Heaven is redeeming the delay by releasing acceleration. What took years will happen in months. What was denied will now find you without striving. What felt impossible will now become inevitable. Not because of revenge, but because of divine alignment. This is not about looking back in bitterness. It's about stepping forward in sacred expectancy. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You were being preserved for a moment like this, where truth meets readiness and restoration begins. Top 999. If you're ready to reclaim what was delayed and walk in divine restoration. Can you feel it? The air around you has changed. The pressure has lifted. The tightness in your chest. The fog in your thoughts. The weight that lingered in your atmosphere, it's breaking. This is the shift your soul has been crying for. I, Archangel Michael, declare it clearly. The breakthrough is here. And it is not loud, it is sacred. It will not shake the earth around you, it will settle the storm within you. Because true liberation is not always fire and thunder. Sometimes it is peace. You may not see the saboteur leave. You may not get a final word, an explanation, or a dramatic moment of closure. That is not your concern. In the realm of spirit, silence can be louder than sound. Do not chase the silence. Do not attempt to fill the void. Let what vanishes stay gone. This shift is not about emotional satisfaction, it's about energetic sovereignty. Your spirit is being cleaned, reset, aligned. And what once kept returning will no longer find a home in your frequency. Tears may flow. Let them. They are not weakness, they are release. They are rivers clearing debris from your soul. The sigh that leaves your lips, the sudden breath that feels deeper than ever, the moment you sit in stillness and feel peace. That is the sign. That is how you'll know the breakthrough has entered you, not just your circumstances. And that's what makes the shift eternal. Because once your soul breaks free, nothing in the external world can dominate you again. There's a stillness coming. Not empty but full. You'll walk into rooms you used to dread and feel nothing but clarity. You'll hear names that once triggered pain and feel only neutrality. You'll reflect on the past and realize it no longer owns you. That is the energetic evidence of breakthrough. Not because the people changed, but because you did. Understand this. When you rise in energy, the things that clung to your wounds can no longer hold on. And some people, some energies will retreat without explanation. Do not go looking for them. They left because the access point they use is now sealed. You are covered now. Your spiritual immune system is activated, and heaven has placed a divine perimeter around your soul. The old attachments cannot thrive in the new you. The shift won't make headlines. It won't be a viral moment. It will be a sacred alignment, and the fruits of it will unfold slowly, beautifully, like morning light creeping through a window. You'll notice your thoughts are clearer, your decisions bolder, your peace harder to shake. That's not imagination. That's integration. You've been rewired by the truth. And now, you move with different power. You are not who you were when this began. You have faced deception, endured confusion, outlived sabotage, and now stood in truth. What rises next in you will be rooted in authenticity, purpose, and spiritual freedom. There is no need to announce your breakthrough. Just live it. Let your peace preach what words cannot. Let your stability shake what chaos once ruled. The breakthrough is not coming, it is here. And you, beloved soul, are finally free. Type 1111 if you feel the shift, the stillness, and the sacred freedom settling over your soul. Now comes the most dangerous part, the final test. The enemy of your soul does not care that you've heard the truth. It fears that you finally believe it. It fears that the chains didn't just crack, they fell. And now, in a last attempt to pull you back into the cycle you've just escaped, the saboteur will try to return. Not with force, not with fury, but with a mask of peace, with an apology, with a voice they once used to seduce your empathy and confuse your clarity. But listen to me now. This is not reconciliation, it's a trap. You must remember, healing attracts the familiar in disguise. The ones who hurt you often return when they sense you found peace without them. Not because they've changed you, but because your peace threatens the story they built. So don't be surprised if the one who betrayed you begins to speak of reflection. Don't be shocked if they come bearing memories, sentimental language, or declarations of growth. You may even hear them say, "I had no idea I was hurting you," or "let's just talk like old times." But I, Archangel Michael, tell you now with heaven's fire in my voice, they'll offer peace, but it's poison. This is the final test. Not of your love, but of your discernment. Not of your kindness, but of your boundaries. The test will not come wrapped in drama, it will come wrapped in nostalgia. And nostalgia is the most seductive kind of spiritual bait, because it feels warm while it walks you back into bondage. Guard your emotions. Watch for patterns disguised as progress. Do not answer every message. Do not explain your growth to those who once weaponized your vulnerability. Your silence is not cruelty, it is spiritual armor. Remember how far you've come. Remember the nights you cried without answers, the days you questioned your worth, the moments you nearly gave up. Remember the signs, the dreams, the divine interventions that led you here. You did not endure all of that to go back to a place your soul barely survived. This is not the time to test your heart. This is the time to protect it. There may even be others who try to speak on the saboteur's behalf, family members, mutual friends, or voices from the past who suggest you let it go or be the bigger person. But understand this, forgiveness and reconciliation are not the same. You can forgive and still refuse to return to the cycle. You can bless them and still block them. You can walk in love and still walk away. That is spiritual maturity. This test is not about them, it's about you. About whether you will choose yourself this time. Whether you will choose peace over pity, destiny over history, clarity over closure. And I tell you now, with full heavenly authority, The moment you pass this test, the gates of your next season will swing wide open. The real blessing is just beyond this final test. The abundance, the peace, the divine alignment, it is waiting. But the gate requires one thing: discernment. Do not be deceived by temporary softness. Do not romanticize what nearly destroyed your spirit. Your liberation is not secured until you choose to protect what heaven has just restored. Tuck 1444 if you're ready to pass the final test and walk into your promise fully protected. And now we arrive at the divine conclusion. Take a breath. Feel this moment. Something eternal has shifted not just around you but within you. You have crossed through the fire of confusion and come out refined. You have survived betrayal cloaked in love. You have endured silence filled with secrets. But more than anything, you have seen the unmasking for what it truly is: a divine release. The truth has risen. The interference has been exposed. The gate of clarity has opened. And now, your restoration begins. I, Archangel Michael, speak now with heavenly authority. The energy is cleared. The cycle is broken. The deception is finished. What once tethered you to delay, to doubt, to disillusion, is no longer part of your story. You are stepping into alignment with heaven's order. You are walking in restored identity. You are protected, seen, and fully awakened. This is the season where the stolen time is returned in spiritual harvest. This is the chapter where your name is remembered by God, and the story of your resilience becomes the prophecy of your future. Declare this with me now. I am aligned with heaven's order. I walk in divine clarity and protection. No deception can hold what God has revealed. I am no longer delayed, I am divinely released. My breakthrough is sealed by truth and peace. You are no longer the version of you that tolerated spiritual manipulation. You are no longer the soul waiting for permission to believe your own discernment. You are a restored one, a sealed one, a chosen one. This revelation was not sent to break you, it was sent to build you. And now, as you walk forward, walk boldly, walk calmly, walk without needing to explain. What God has revealed to your spirit is more powerful than any voice of denial. The heavens rejoice over your obedience to truth. Your angels now stand taller around you, and the cycle that once threatened to repeat has now ended with you. Type Amen in your confirmation number 111, 333, or 555 if you receive this message and seal your spirit in truth. Your liberation has been witnessed. Your restoration is active. Your soul is free. And heaven says, it is done.